This is going to be just a real quick video on using the XR16. It's part of the Behringer XR series. If you want more detailed information, just go to YouTube, search for either Behringer XR, AIR, or like XR16, XR18, XR12. There's slight differences in inputs and outputs and what they'll do, but generally it's the same. Now, the first thing is starting it. This is what the thing looks like. There's also one down on the toolbar, wherever that lower bar is. Okay, now, actually, before you get to this stage, you have to turn on the 3 switches in the back so that the XR is on, or the XR16. It also turns on all the other things that you need. If you come to this and there's no name in here, then remember to turn those switches on. You need a name. Okay, then just hit connect. PC to mixer. Continue. Transfer parameters. And then the next thing is come up here and click on utilities. Go to buses. And these are your AUX out. This is your main. It's just normal switchboards. These are all your inputs. We only use a few of them. Okay, I know this looks a little strange, so we'll go through things real quickly. We'll just use one channel. In this case, this is channel 1, which is the input from the soundboard in connection court for the current. This is your main gain right here. Then you have your gains for this channel for each of the AUX outs. So this is channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4. Then there's some different things you can do, gates, EQing, yada yada. You can look those up. We generally don't do anything with any of those at this level down here. Then we get down to, obviously, you got solo, mute, and then there's the fader. Now, you can move faders in a couple ways. One is just right-click, hold, and move. Do it right. Okay, the other way is the wheel, which is, and you can hover anywhere in this space. If you move the wheel forward, away from you, it goes up, and it goes up just a little over a dB at a time. So for closer adjustments, this is the best way to do it. And it's real easy just to get it in the 1 dB range. If you roll it back towards you, then that lowers the volume. And the wheel also works with everything else up in here. So for the main gain, if you want to go up, roll forward, it's bigger, little bigger jump, and back. And there you are. Okay, going through the individual channels. Channel 1, as I mentioned, comes from connection court. Channel 2 is not used at this time. I should probably make it blank. Channel 3 is the iPod. I've got channel 4 measured as iPod, but we're not using it. Channel 5 is not used. Channel 6 is the soundboard for the classic at 930. Channel 7 is the mic beside the soundboard. This is a choir mic that's the crowd noise mic. And channel 8, which is what I'm on now, is the channel for this microphone that's in the studio. So definitely want to have that muted during the service. Now, for the outputs, first of all, there is the main left-right. The main left-right, or as I have it labeled, left-right radio, goes directly from the XR16 up to the little soundboard you see on the shelf up above you. And so it is used just solely for if you want to change. This is 930, and just if you want to adjust for the radio. And you'll notice that this is the one case. If you adjust the buses, the main left right is the same on both. You can just see the thing following on both of them. Okay, next for outputs we have, it says Vimeo main. This is basically what's going to the computer, and it ties into the video in the ATEM Pro, Mini Pro, which is just behind these monitors, and that's where the main sound level goes into the computer. So at 930 service, you can adjust these individually, and this would be the way to do it. Use this channel output 1, bus 1, if you want to just adjust what's going to the computer, Facebook, YouTube, and left-right radio if you're adjusting for the radio. Okay, next, bus 2. This is the house channel. This goes to the TVs in the parlor, common grounds, etc. Bus 3 goes to, you have amplifiers or microphones in the storeroom, so that the director can hear what's going on, and that's what this is. Okay, bus 4. This is a backup in case something happens to the main audio in bus 1 for some reason. Then you can use this, although it's got problems, so basically that's why I leave it muted and off all the time, so I don't have to deal with it. So far, this in Vimeo, this has worked. Okay, let's basically go through sound basics for running the classic service. First of all, you can leave 3 unmuted. That is the iPod, and that does the background music before the service. And okay, you want 7 unmuted and 6 unmuted. 6 is the soundboard. Generally have it up in this range. 7 is if you want to use choir, if you need a little extra choir or voices. Now, generally what I do is set channel 6 to roughly this area, 0, -5, and then do all my adjustments over on the buses. So this way I can adjust the output for Facebook, YouTube, or the computer separately from what goes out to the radio. The radio is much more sensitive. It doesn't have the massaging, as I call it, massaging software that YouTube, Facebook have. So if there are big changes during the middle of things, that's what you'll hear on the radio. Now, which makes it somewhat easier because you can do your first adjustments in between things. If people are talking, you know, there's a hymn coming up, do your first adjusting on the radio, and then you can adjust back here. But Facebook, YouTube, all do they take the audio and all put it up around -14 LUFS loudness meter, and so you just need to keep it in a ballpark. You don't need to adjust it that much, and I'll get into more details later. So that is the basics